What's up, GolfersRx? The Golf Yogi here, bringing you your weekly dose of golf fitness. Today I've got 3 exercises for you that are going to help quite a bit with hip mobility. So if you struggle a little bit with your hip mobility, you have little impediments in there, you get little twinges when you're working on the golf game a lot, or even just working a little external or internal rotation in the hips, these are going to be great for you. Hopefully loosen up those hips, be able to fire them a little bit better through the golf swing. So the first one we're going to start with here, you've probably seen before if you've been following some of our videos called cat-cows. Really simple. We like to set these up with the wrists right underneath the shoulders, the knees right underneath the hips. Then you're just going to use your own breath here. On the inhales, we arch the back, look forward. On the exhales, we tuck the pelvis, round out, send that chin all the way into the chest. Really try to get a lot of rounding through those shoulder blades. Now, to go a little further with these, we can inhale and look forward. Maybe take a little slide. If you do that, really press these feet into the ground here. It's going to give you a nice little pull in that low back. Exhale, we round out, maybe start to pop up on the fingertips. Again, really tuck these hips under here. This is a great way to start to warm up in the hips, even though we're getting a nice shoulder stretch through this as well. And flatten those hands back out when you go forward. So you can do these just nice and easy, just roll right through them, really getting those hips starting to work, really starting to tuck that pelvis, arch out through the pelvis a little bit as well. Next ones I call fire hydrants. You're going to figure out why here in just 1 second, and these are fantastic for our hip mobility. So from this tabletop position, same thing, knees right under the hips, wrists right under the shoulders. All we're going to do is find some balance, start to lift into one leg. I've got my right leg going. We're going to open that all the way out, just like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Work it up nice and high. Then we're going to work a little rotation all the way through the back. Let that foot work over a little bit. As long as you keep the shoulders square, we're doing this properly. Work that knee all the way up, trying to get a big range of motion, and then again, all the way back, right back through it. I'll show you one of these face on just so you can kind of see what we're looking for on the left side. So again, get nice and balanced. You're going to take that knee all the way out to the side, nice and high. Work that hip all the way back around. Again, bring it through. Then going to start to work it all the way back out again. So just making really big circles, but again, the way we set this up is really work that knee up nice and high. You're going to get a little bit of that rotation working through the hip. It's going to be tough to maintain that. Just kind of play around with it. Again, there's no right or wrong in any of these that we're doing. So if you're feeling a big stretch, you're doing something right there. And the last one, guys, great little work we've got here. A lot of people consider this a core exercise, but it's great for the balance. It's also great for the hip mobility and finding a little stability in there. So from this tabletop, again, we're going to take the left hand forward, just like you're going to shake somebody's hand. You're going to take the right leg back. So finding this balance here, this might be enough for you. If you're having a hard time, you're kind of falling out of this a little bit, that's okay. Tighten up that core, get nice and long with it, and then we're going to add a little movement, find this hip mobility. Going to work this knee all the way into the elbow and take it right back up. So you have to stay nice and controlled with these. Again, work it in nice and slow. To get a little bit more hip mobility, maybe you stop the elbow short and try to work that knee up a little bit further. Take it right back. And again, don't worry if you struggle with these guys, if you're fumbling with them a little bit. The benefit comes with struggling through these. They shouldn't all be perfect every time. If they start getting real easy, just start adding more so it becomes a little more difficult. So again, same thing on the other side. Get that foot back, get that hand up just like you're going to shake somebody's hand. Work it all the way through. Again, you can get little taps, or when you're coming through, maybe stop that elbow short, maybe even with this opposite arm. Try to work that knee all the way up and through, get that hip really working for you. So again, guys, give these a shot if you're having a little bit of trouble with some hip mobility, if your hips are feeling a little tight. The more we loosen up those hips, the easier it is to rotate and maintain a good spine angle in our golf swing. So as always, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to email me directly, mark@thegolfyogi.com. Head out this weekend, guys, play some great golf.